I used to be beautiful.
You're still beautiful.
No, I'm not beautiful, no. I brought 2 things with you just in case you wanted to know them.
What'd you bring?
It's Kotex, just
Oh.
in case.
Oh, okay. So we've been meeting for the last 8 weeks.
I've been what?
We've been meeting for the last 8 weeks on and off.
Yeah.
And I hope you feel a little bit better
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Good.
I felt like I didn't belong here.
Aw.
I didn't belong to the crew. I don't belong to them. And
What?
I felt like, why did I get out of here? Well, I don't feel quite that way. I still want to know why I can't get out of here.
What makes
But
you feel
there's a
like you
difference.
don't belong?
Well, I'm different.
Different.
I talk sensibly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm here, they don't think I do.
Yeah.
I don't like that. They should be told, and they're not told. And they treat me like an imbecile. I don't like that at all. And they should be told that I'm not an imbecile, that I'm here on a study they're doing. Because it's sort of a study they're doing. And anything but what it really is.
Mhm.
And although I've told a few people that I'm not long for this world.
What makes you feel like do they treat you like an imbecile?
Sometimes they do.
Okay.
And I resent that very much because I tell you, as dumb as I am, I'm still very smart.
You're not dumb.
Well, I'm smarter than the usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I resent some dumbbell talking to me like I'm not.
You
And you got a house full of dumbbells.
dumbbells.
Dumbbells. You got a house full. I would never hire them.
You must have had some good employees when you were working.
I sure did. They used to fight to work for me.
Fight. Oh, I wish I could have that.
I had that. They fight to work for me. Because they always learned from me. I had the most education.
You were very educated.
They were educated, but didn't have as much as I did. I liked them very much.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time with one boy and made him he became, I forget. He ran the ship just like I did.
An administrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I left, they wrote about him in the paper. At the bottom of the paper said, before this meeting is over, I want to remember Mrs. Elda V. Purrs.
How about
He
that?
taught me. He was black.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell in some bad luck. His son killed him.
Mm.
They had a fight. Blacks, they carry guns.
Mm.
We spent 1 year together. 1 year every morning.
That must have been awful.
I loved every minute of it, and he did too. He was black. He never made the grade.
I said that it must have been awful when he died.
I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I can't believe it. He was my special person. He was a handsome black man, local, Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I ever liked. And I felt bad about that. I think about him often. And I know how much he appreciated me to write down after a meeting he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in the papers. I knew how much he liked me.
I'm sure he liked you.
Yeah, he did.
You were a very good mentor.
I do. I don't fool around.
Mm-mm.
No fooling around. You get to the point or get out.
Straight business.
Absolutely.
You got to
I
be
was
that
taught
way.
that way by nuns.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't fool around.
No.
When I got my degree, I went back to the hospital with them.
With the
And
nuns.
again, it started over again. But there was a little touch different because I had my degree higher than most of them. It changed a bit, not much. They're still the boss. And I like that, stay with them very much. I love them very much. Okay, what do you got to
Was that at St. Francis?
Yes. Sister Adele.
Sister Adele.
She was my preceptor.
So were you her boss or were you under her learning?
Under. I was nothing. When I went there, I was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And they let you know it. You know, I was nothing. I was not a nun.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a Volkswagen at that time. And every once in a while we'd go out to Volkswagen. Be 4 nuns in a Volkswagen. 3 in the back, 1 in the front with me.
Okay. What'd you do?
Go shopping.
Shopping.
Joseph Horns.
How about that?
They had money. Oh, they weren't broke.
The nuns did?
Absolutely. They had Georgia plate or money. They were never broke.
That surprises me.
Oh, they've never broke. The company might have been broke, but they were never broke. I loved them. Sister Adele was my preceptor.
Mm-hmm.
She took me through my master's.
Yeah.
She was tough.
All nuns are tough.
Very demanding. And I was up to it, because I was ready for I heard about her. So she loved me. I could tell she did. She's very proud of me. But I was indebted to her. If she wanted to go shopping, I'd go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter if I was tired, I'd go shopping.
Because she was your mentor.
She was boss.
Yes.
I brought pads in case you wanted me to change or something.
Change for what?
I thought maybe you wanted to see if I was telling the truth. Did you find out if I was telling the truth?
Telling the truth about what?
About my dying? You know I'm dying.
You're dying.
I am dying. I didn't tell you that?
What makes you think that?
Well, they told me that in the doctor's office.
They did.
They did. They said, the most anybody lives with your illness is a year. You do not have a year, the doctor said.
What's your illness?
It's something that they don't quite put their finger on, but not everybody gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I got it, but it's, I can't explain to you what it is because I don't know. I know I get weaker every day.
Yeah.
And some people finish out in a month. They don't give me much longer than a month, but I'll beat them.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel happy and glad.
Okay.
Because, I don't believe in the hereafter.
Mm-hmm.
And, some people say, I'll see my husband. I'm not going to see my husband again.
You don't think you
He's
will?
the only man I ever loved. And I don't think, well, I won't. He was, when they burned them up, what do they call that?
Cremated.
He was cremated. He would want that.
Yeah.
I would want it too. So, I went to high school with him.
Were you married did you get married after high school?
No, about 15 or 16 years after high school. He was Protestant.
15 or 16
he was
years?
Protestant, I was Catholic. My family said absolutely not, never.
I'm sure they were not pleased.
And no way, you paid attention.
Your strict Italian mother, huh?
Oh, boy.
My.
So finally, after 20 years, I said, I'm going to get married whether you like it or not.
Love is love, right?
She held a wedding for me. Big wedding. She wouldn't come to the church.
Did you get married in
Church.
Not a Catholic church?
The house. She wouldn't come. Didn't matter. My father was for me from the very beginning.
Was he there?
I had a very strict family.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strict. People could stay out at night. No, me.
Were you only child?
Curry. That's where I lived, Brown.
By South Park?
Pardon?
By South Park?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with
I
that.
lived there over 20 years. We owned our house there. And I worked every hour of my married life. Because in those days, there were no jobs.
Mm-hmm.
My husband went to college. He didn't finish, though. He played football. That's how he got his.
He didn't finish college?
He what?
He didn't finish?
He didn't finish.
I thought he finished at
No,
Geneva.
he did not finish.
Oh,
He went to college on a football scholarship.
right, he was an athlete.
And that was it. But he did not get a degree.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't care if he got a degree or not. Didn't change him any. He was the finest man I ever knew. I never heard him say a bad word about a soul. And there were times when he could have. He didn't. I loved him from the time we went to high school with him. He was that way in high school. He never changed. He was very admired
Mm-hmm.
in high school. So,
You admired him, didn't you?
very much. Very, very much. I'll tell you the story if you have time.
Oh, yeah, I have time.
He was going with a girl, the Bay Queen. And I remember seeing them on the wagon, the white wagon, the horses on the parade. They were so cute.
At what, a homecoming parade?
Yeah. So then, about a month after that, she ran off with a married divorced man, and they were sort of semi-engaged.
His girlfriend ran off with a married man.
With no, almost married, he was divorced.
Oh, okay.
With 2 kids.
Oh, that's even, wow.
And she ran off with him. My husband, at that time, my boyfriend, he must have cried his heart out.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple months later, I ran into him in the room where you take exercise, the gym. And I thought, I'm going to take a crack at this guy. I liked him. So I went up to him and I said, today's your lucky day. I was very well known in those days and very well liked. He said, why are you so lucky? He said, why am I so lucky? I said, it's because you met me. And he bit.
He did.
He bit. I was shocked. He said, well, since I'm in love with you, I guess, when can we go out? I said, tonight. He was the only boy I went to another boy.
You had to jump on the opportunity.
All right, listen, you have to jump.
And the fire's hot.
Go.
That's right.
And I got it and I took it. I ran with it. And
Never looked back.
the happiest days of my life were spent with him. Of my whole life.
Mm-hmm. What a beautiful love story.
It is good and it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And